Guys, this is me, it's Queen Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, so this question is really good. I love this question because almost all of us probably have thought about this question, may have even dealt with this question. So this is a very, very good one. It says, is it okay to change for the better when your boyfriend requests it, or should he love me as I am? Now this goes for boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever the case is. If you're in a relationship with someone and they request that you change for the better, should you do it, or should they love you as you are? Now, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you, the answer to the question is both. They should love you as you are, and you should consider any kind of change that would be leveling up. If they suggested going back to school, if they suggested that you stop smoking, if they suggested that you, apply for new jobs, if they suggested a level up, it's not a bad suggestion. But they also really should love you as you are. So that means that whatever the request was, even if you don't accomplish it or you don't do it, that they're still going to be down for you. And that's where this gets very tricky. Because number one, you can't change because someone else wants you to change. You can't change because somebody else requests it. They can drop the bug in your ear, and many of us, that's how we changed. Somebody said something, or somebody mentioned something, or you saw a pamphlet or a billboard. It's usually a suggestion, an external suggestion, and you'd be like, if I do that, that would really better my life. But it's you that has to do the work, so it's you that has to make the decision. That's why this is a very slippery slope. And honestly, he's setting himself up in this one. Because if I met a woman and I liked her and she was attractive and she was everything that I want, but let's say she smoked Newports, for example, I am either going to deal with the fact that she smokes, deal with her and just deal with it, or not deal with her at all. It's going to be one or the other. I'm not going to get with her and then start harassing her and hounding her and expecting her to stop smoking. You see? That is a setup in itself. If somebody has a habit that you don't like, either be with them or not. Expecting them to change is bad business, because if they don't change, you are going to be in a situation where, what are you going to do now? If that person doesn't make the changes, what are you going to do now? So I would either accept it or keep it moving, one or the other. So automatically he's setting himself up in that situation. And then as for you, if he expressed something that is good for you, yeah, I would definitely consider it, but you have to do it for yourself. So after considering it, you have to sit there and think to yourself, is this something I want to do for me? Because if it's not something that you want to do for you, it's not going to happen. In most cases, you're not going to do it. I'll give you an example. I used to be in a relationship with a Capricorn, and I used to smoke cigarettes back then. And the Capricorn hated the fact that I smoked cigarettes. So when we got together, I told the Capricorn I was going to stop smoking. We were together for 7 years. I never stopped smoking. I never stopped smoking. I tried to stop smoking on several occasions. It just never really worked. And I don't think I really tried that hard, to be honest with you. I tried because he was bitching about it. And at that time, I knew it wasn't a good habit, but I wasn't really that concerned about it. He was the one that was really concerned about it. So he kept at me about it, So I tried a few times. I failed, decided it was too hard, and just let it go. So the whole time we were together, we fought about me smoking. The whole time, up until the very end, we were arguing about me smoking. So when it comes down to it, It has to be something that you really want to do for yourself, or you probably won't accomplish it. If you're doing it for someone else, it probably won't happen. I didn't stop smoking until I decided that I wanted to stop smoking. I did it for me. I didn't do it when it was for another person. I did it for myself. And I did it years later, but I did it on my own, for me. Nobody requested it. I just was like, you know what? This is not good. It stinks. And I don't even think I knew how bad it stinks until after I stopped smoking, but I just knew that it was bad, and I was always having to go out and smoke, and smoking became more and more troublesome. When I was younger, it was easier to smoke, but slowly but surely, as I started to get older, they started to outlaw smoking in bars, restaurants. I mean, the places that you generally smoke, So it became more and more inconvenient. And then on top of that, they were finding out more and more medical issues that come up with smoking, cancer and things like that. And it was just becoming more and more problematic as far as us finding out how bad it was for our health. And more places didn't allow you to smoke, and the price of cigarettes kept going up. When I started smoking, they were like $2. By the time I stopped, it was like $7 and $10 in New York. So I was like, this is not good. So when I stopped, it was because I saw the reasons, the practical reasons that he probably saw back then. I finally got it, and then I stopped smoking. But you can't do it for another person. So if I were you, I would greatly consider his requests. I would consider, is it good for me? I would consider, is it something that I want to do? And if it was something I wanted to do, then I would go ahead and do it. But like I said before, it's a really bad setup for him to put himself in that position, and for you to put yourself in that position. Because also remember, let's say that you accomplish this request. How do you know he's not going to keep on requesting shit? Like, seriously. Like, my Capricorn wanted me to stop smoking. He wanted me to dress a certain kind of way. Basically, he wanted to pick out my clothes. He wanted to dress me how he wanted to dress me, and he wanted all these requests. It was constant requests, So my thing to you is that, remember when I said in the beginning, it's both. He should love you as you are. He should want the best for you. He should want your evolution. You should want the same thing for yourself and for others. But he should be okay if it happens or not. So if he's okay with it happening or not, and you really want to do it, then I would say go ahead and do it. This one, folks, is a big issue for a lot of people. A lot of people have this issue. It's a very slippery slope. So I'm going to say to those of you who are in the position who are being requested, if you're the one that somebody is requesting that you change, I suggest that regardless of what the change is, you soul search to see where you are with it. And if it's something that you want to do, then go ahead and do it. But that other person has to be okay if it happens or not. Likewise, for those of you who have a certain standard that you want your lover to be at, I'm going to tell you flat out, if they're not at that standard when you meet them, such as a non-smoker. Let's say you want a non-smoker. Let's say you want a non-drinker. Let's say that you want, I don't know. It could be a number of things. Somebody who has a degree in college, for example. Whatever it is that you want, I would suggest that you make sure the person has it, and that's where they are when you meet them. If I want somebody who doesn't drink, I'm going to pick a non-drinker. I'm not going to pick a drinker and then harass them, or try to get them to stop drinking, because that's my ideal, you see. And we talked about my ideals yesterday. I was talking about how I want a woman that's intelligent, that's this, that's that. I'm not going to get with a woman who's not intelligent and try to make her become intelligent to reach my ideals. That doesn't work, and it's not fair to the other person. So go after a person who has what you want already, not somebody that you think got the potential to have it. Because everybody has potential, but not everybody's going to live up to their potential. So pick a person who has what you want currently, not somebody who has the promise that they might have what you want one day. You see, if you want that, go for that. Okay? I hope that helps. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who's thinking about these kind of things, because these are deep and important thoughts in a relationship. Likewise, if you would like to send me a love donation, I will leave my PayPal. If you would like to send me a gift, I will leave my Amazon wish list. And if you would like to talk to me, if you would like to get a tarot reading, if you want to hit me up and ask me a question for Ask an Aquarius, I'll leave all my information underneath this video. Okay, guys? See you later.